Traces came about as an Arts Council funded project to explore acoustics and explore narratives around London and capture sounds around London streets. What fascinated me was the idea that I would be writing for orchestra of the city, and I wanted to use stories from London to relate to the fact that they rehearse in the city, they come together to play in this incredible orchestra. The initial inspiration, having spoken to the acoustics professor, Professor Stephen Dance, and explored an acoustic laboratory and explored an anechoic chamber. In discussions, he told me about an influencer who had spent time in the pitch black in this anechoic chamber, which is possibly the quietest room in the world. And during his time in there for several hours trying to break a world record, which he did actually break, he thought that he saw rats running around the room. After a while, he heard a train, even though the room was suspended in space. And then a woman in white appeared in the corner of the room, all conjured from his imagination. But being a composer, this set me off to thinking, but what if she'd been real? What if she'd been real? Because I'd had a really strange experience on the tube, on the way there, on Bank Underground station, where I felt myself pushed onto the train. And I, in my research, discovered that there was a ghost called the Old Lady of Threadneedle Street, who has been documented to haunt Bank Underground station. In my mind, the narrative all began to fit together. When I read about what had happened to this person, I discovered that when she was 19, this young girl, Sarah Whitehead, her and her brother were really, really close, and they were living a really affluent lifestyle, but unbeknownst to her, they were getting into debt. The brother was working for the Bank of England. He took the wrong advice, embezzled some cheques, got caught. He didn't want his sister to know, so he made sure that she was out of the area, and he was tried and he was hung, he was executed for embezzlement. This poor young girl had no idea where her brother was and went to the Bank of England where he'd worked every day. And even when eventually she was told what had happened, she still didn't believe it and continued to go every day. So I have a young soprano playing Sarah Whitehead in the piece, Ruby Caddick Lawrence, and we've got sounds gathered from around London. We've got the medieval River Fleet, which is now subterranean under London. We captured pigeons flapping because they were known as rats with wings, and we've captured priests speaking, we've captured Atmos of Londoner speaking. We've actually captured a real underground train hurtling into Bank Underground station. And what's fascinating about doing the premiere here at St Andrews in Holborn is that you can actually hear trains rumbling far below, which is amazing because it plays with this whole idea of what is real and what's imaginary.
Have you seen my brother? Have you seen my brother? Seen him, seen him, seen him, seen him, seen him! When we do like the left alone, no phoenix, why has it that?
Trace has been quite a long time coming. I worked with Helen a few years ago on her fantastic opera Sophie, which is about Sophie Teuber. And what struck me then, as it does now, is how in-depth she gets with the subjects that she's writing about. She really gets inside the characters and she wants to tell a story through the music. There's also a lot of just the world of London and these strange sounds, and there are rats and there's trains and bells and all sorts of things. So it's kind of all-encompassing sound world, which is really
It's an amazing piece. It's got so many layers to it and the texture, so every time I play it and listen to it I discover something really
It really took you into
It was very dramatic. I absolutely loved it. I thought that the singing was beautiful. The soprano kind of terrified me when she turned up in a sort of spectral figure kind of approaching the stage, but I thought it was wonderfully evocative and really, really something special.